in interesting times. Today's stories. In Mozambique, residents observed the flood's impact from the roadside. The migrant situation in Libya alarms humanitarians. Erdogan slams French president over the Armenian genocide.
Dünya savaşlarında 70 milyon
Ottawa declares state of emergency due to record level floods.
Through the city of Ottawa for the Canadian Armed Forces to assist.
Police say 1 dead and 3 injured in a California synagogue shooting.
Person at the mosque in Escondido about a month ago.
President Trump condemns evil of anti-Semitism after the synagogue shooting.
Loss of life, prays for the wounded, and stands in solidarity.
FBI on China's economic espionage and the terrorist threat.
To steal its way up the economic ladder at our expense.
Trump praises measures allowing teachers to carry guns in classrooms.
Radicals in Congress want to take away your voice, your jobs, your...
Plus, Church of Christ volunteers help Ottawa with flood preparation.
Declared that we are in a state of emergency.
Hello everyone, I'm Ace Ramirez, bringing you stories from around the globe. And this is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Residents gather by the roadside outside the village of Mietse, northern Mozambique, to observe flooding after heavy rainfall throughout the night and morning. Before the storm which ravaged Mozambique, southern Tanzania and Comoros from Tuesday, Nakati was a neat village on the road between Pemba and Macomia. It had a school, a towering cellular mast, a modest corner shop, and a tea room. While the concrete classrooms and reinforced steel tower survived, the tea room was destroyed. A crumpled yellow satellite dish lay in front of the Impala Salao de Cha tea house, and inside the roofless structure, a muddy green plastic wine glass lay on its side. Another business nearby, the corner shop, had also lost its roof in the storm, which has claimed at least 5 lives since it made landfall. In Macomia, just 6 miles north of Nakati, along a potholed road peppered with fallen trees, generators whirred as technicians battled to reconnect the town's 90,000 people. Builders worked by the headlights of their lorry to reconstruct the destroyed BCI Bank, where the entire facade had been ripped off, exposing cash machines and office furniture. Tripoli. Humanitarian organizations and international institutions are alarmed by the situation of thousands of migrants in Libya, trapped in the fighting that has raged for 3 weeks between forces loyal to the Government of National Unity, or GNA, and those of Libyan strongman Khalifa Haftar.
وحرب الثالث هو الأمبارح الحرب كنا احنا في مخربة اشتباكات، حتى الطيران جاء ضرب جنب المخر بتاعنا ذاته، وحتى الروايش والحياة دي جونا جوا، واحنا كنا خايفين من الأصوات والحياة الذخيرة والبتاع. وبعد يوم الثلاث في جماعة مسلحة جو هجموا علينا، احنا كنا نيت في الصلاة، جو ضربوا مننا اخواننا وجو ضربونا، هددونا
قبلنا ما يزيد عن 700 مهاجر غير شرعي جايين من منطقة الاشتباكات قصر بن قشير. تم نقلهم على مرحلتين عن طريق المفوضية السامية لشؤون اللاجئين. كان في استقبال على دفعتين 350.
Some group of army attacked us, at the prison where we are. So they attacked as they came to. They asked us to give them our ponies and money, So we refused about that. So and then they began to they beat us with sticks, So and then finally we were praying, One person also shot by a gun in the mosque, We were praying. So they said, you stop praying.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan slams his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron after France holds a national day on April 24th to commemorate the Armenian genocide.
Türkiye'yi suçlayanlara sadece 1. ve 2. Dünya Savaşlarında 70 milyon insanın ölümünden sorumlu olduklarını hatırlatıyoruz. Fransa Cumhurbaşkanı Sayın Macron önce bu işleri öğrenmesi lazım. Bu işleri bilmiyor. Fransa'da 700 bin Ermeni var diye onlara mesaj vermek, Bay Macron seni kurtarmayacak. Önce siyasette dürüst olmayı öğren. Siyasette dürüst olmadıkça kazanman mümkün değil. Kaybedeceksin. Şu anda da Ermeni meselesinde takındığın tavır doğru değil. Ve bunu defalarca şahsına söylediğim için burada da açıkça söylüyorum.
Meanwhile, in Canada, Ottawa declares a state of emergency due to record-level flooding. Eagle News correspondent Andre Lahoy with the details.
Ottawa River is expected to rise above peak level as experienced from the disaster flood in 2017. The Mayor of Ottawa, Mayor Jim Watson, declared states of emergency. The city says this is a response to the flooding along the river and other waterways in the city, posing a threat. Furthermore, the City of Ottawa requested immediate assistance from the province of Ontario.
The Belle Falls Dam on the Rouge River in western Quebec has reached its limit capacity of holding water reservoir. Officials prompt forced evacuation of residents downriver, and around 250 residents nearby Greenville-sur-la-Rouge community are encouraged to evacuate. Environment Canada forecasts 25 to 30 millimeters of rainfall in the around Ottawa by Saturday. With water levels rising rapidly, warming temperatures, melting snow, significant rainfall, and overflow of the Belle Falls Dam, communities and residents along the Ottawa River are at risk. Ontario Premier Doug Ford answered urgently the city's request of assistance and management of the emergency situation. The Premier visited Constance Bay, one of the hardest hit area in northwest of Ottawa, to check the flood occurrence and to reach out to the residents. Around 400 Canadian armed forces are deployed to help out in sandbagging and carrying out sandbags to residents.
The request came from the province of Ontario through the City of Ottawa for the Canadian Armed Forces to assist, and within minutes we accepted the request. Yesterday we had Canadian Armed Forces reconnaissance teams going all the way up and down the river on the Ottawa side, because they'd already been, of course, on the Gatineau side, and looking at where the priorities and the vulnerabilities are. So today they're going to be deploying based on the Emergency Operations Center that the province has set up, based on where those priorities are. This is now, in 3 years, this is the second time we've got record level floods. I think that this is a manifestation of climate change, and we need to, I've got Catherine McKenna was out yesterday as well, and we really need to be doing something about climate change as well, because the costs, you can see right here today, of what it does, not just in terms of money, but in terms of people and their homes and their belongings, and what happens when we have this kind of flooding. So, but I'm very heartened by how many volunteers are out.
The people are come here. We've got volunteers here helping sandbag. The military has arrived. They're helping to sandbag, protect homes. The floodwaters are going to be considerably higher than 2017. So we're kind of worried, and we're trying to help. Right now, we're mostly looking for volunteers to come and help fill sandbags. The sandbags are going out faster than they can come, then we can fill them.
City officials are coordinating the evacuation plan with the residents where the flood water poses an imminent risk.
Reporting from Ottawa, I'm Andre Lajoie with Eagle News. I am one with 25.
Thank you, Andre. Coming up, police say 1 dead and 3 injured in a California synagogue shooting. President Trump condemns evil of anti-Semitism after the synagogue shooting. FBI director on China's economic espionage and the terrorist threat. Trump praises measures allowing teachers to carry guns in classrooms. Eagle News, Washington, D.C. We'll be right back.
What is Bard EPS, one of the most famous landmarks here in Stavanger, Norway. And if you want to see more of the tourist spots like this, just tune into Digital Nest every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. I am managing Mihia from Stavanger, Norway, always one with 25.
Magpalista na po kayo. Kasi tandaan natin, kung mahaba ang pila, kahit lampas 6:00, tutuloy-tuloy tayo ng botohan. Hanggat nasa listahan kayo, makakaboto kayo. Pag patapos na yung halalan, may isang membro ng Board of Election Inspectors na mag-iikot sa presinto at kukunin yung pangalan ng nakapila. At doon ka isasama, doon ka ililista. Tapos na siyang bumoto, pwede na siyang lumabas. Hindi siya pwedeng magstay, hindi siya pwedeng mag-loiter. At paalala din, hindi niya pwedeng picturean yung balota na may sulat na. Pwede siya magpa-selfie sa balota kung walang marka. Bakit hindi? Pero pag may marka na yung balota, katulad nito, katulad ng hawak mo kanina, sir, hindi na pwede picturean yun.
Yan po mga kababayan, ang mga impormasyon na dapat nating malaman ngayong halalan.
Pep News, Linggo, 4:00 hanggang 5:00 ng hapon.
Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News, Washington, D.C. According to police, 1 person was killed and 3 others injured after a man opened fire at a synagogue in Poway, California.
During the shooting, 4 individuals were wounded and transported to Palomar Hospital. Sadly, one of the individuals succumbed to their wounds. The other 3 are in stable condition at Palomar. One is a female juvenile in stable condition, and 2 adult males are in stable condition. Sadly, an older female died from and succumbed to her wounds she obtained in the shooting.
As our officer was exiting the freeway, he clearly saw the suspect in his vehicle. Suspect pulled over, jumped out of his car with his hands up, and was immediately taken into custody by the San Diego Police Department. As the officer was placing this 19-year-old male into custody, he clearly saw a rifle sitting on the front passenger seat of the suspect vehicle, and the suspect, as I said, was taken into custody without any further incident.
San Diego police say they are investigating 19-year-old John Ernest, who was arrested after the shooting.
We're currently working with the Escondido Police Department and the FBI to determine Ernst's possible involvement in the arson at the mosque in Escondido about a month ago. The San Diego Sheriff's Department and the San Diego Police Department are conducting additional patrols at House of Worship throughout San Diego County.
U.S. President Donald Trump condemns the evil of anti-Semitism and hate, which must be defeated, following a shooting in a synagogue that left one person dead and 3 others injured.
Our entire nation mourns the loss of life, prays for the wounded, and stands in solidarity with the Jewish community. We forcefully condemn the evil of anti-Semitism and hate, which must be defeated. And we are grateful to the law enforcement personnel for their courageous response, incredible response today by law enforcement.
FBI Director Christopher Wray says during an event at the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington, China poses the most serious intelligence threat to the United States and is seeking to steal its way up the economic ladder at the U.S. expense.
Ray adds that the recent Sri Lanka attacks are a pretty chilling reminder that the threat is real, and that a lot of the terrorist plots of today are more compact, involving fewer people, less complicated attacks.
Well, without commenting too directly on the Sri Lankan attack specifically, other than to confirm that, of course, the FBI has sent personnel over to assist in the investigation, to work with our partners over there. I do think it's a reminder that the terrorist threat isn't yesterday's news. It's a pretty chilling reminder that the threat is real. I think it also shows that folks can radicalize in a virtual way, which is a bigger and bigger problem. You know, people talk about ISIS and the fall of the caliphate. Absolutely true. On the other hand, we worry very much about what is, in effect, a virtual caliphate. You always hear this phrase about connecting the dots in the terrorist arena, but a lot of the terrorist plots of today are more compact, involving fewer people, less complicated attacks, shorter period of time, which means fewer dots to connect in the first place. The so-called sleeper cells and the efforts to conduct mass casualty attacks is still a phenomenon that exists today, and there's degrees to which some terrorist organizations are starting to rebuild and revive, so it's something we're definitely focused on. Put plainly, China seems determined to steal its way up the economic ladder at our expense. And to be clear, the United States, our country, is by no means their only target. With Richard and with all of you, thanks for having me.
U.S. President Donald Trump praises measures allowing teachers to receive training to carry guns in classrooms as a way to help improve school safety during a speech at the NRA Leadership Forum in Indianapolis.
We've also taken critical steps to improve school safety. More than 30 states now allow teachers that are highly trained, talented people, to carry guns in the classroom to protect themselves and to protect their students who they love. Who's better? Who's better? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
When we come back, Church of Christ volunteers help Ottawa with flood preparation. Eagle News, Washington, D.C. will return shortly.
Hi, I'm Madeline. And I'm Samantha. And we're the Callion Twins. please watch Digital Nest on Net 25 every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Digital Nest EBC. Callie on Twins signing off.
Events happen around us all the time, in our community, in our country, around the world. Events that affect people, move communities, or simply inspire us. Interesting events that people need to know. In these interesting times, we continue to be a competent partner in delivering news about these events. Fast, accurate, balanced. Eagle News, because we live in interesting times.
This is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. I am Ace Ramirez. In response to Ottawa's call for assistance, Church of Christ volunteers helped with flood preparation in Canada's capital. Sabir Mufti reports.
The City of Ottawa has declared a state of emergency due to the rising floodwater levels of the Ottawa River. Floodwater levels are expected to increase more than 2017's disastrous flood. The city is asking for more volunteers to help with flood preparation efforts. According to the city, filling sandbags remains the #1 priority in order to support homeowners along the Ottawa River whose homes are in danger of flooding.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers that are here. To me, one of the best things about the community spirit is that there are a lot of people sandbagging whose houses aren't in danger, but they've come out to help their neighbors. Particularly right now for the flooding, there are different centers. So in my riding, which is right here, Ottawa West Nepean, there is in Britannia Park in the parking lot, there's a command center, and the Salvation Army and a number of NGOs are there as well. And if you go there and register, they'll give you a little bracelet like this one, and they'll send you to where they know the need is the most. And so, for instance, I had a team of people that were sent to Grandview, but there's a number of them that are here as well in around the Belltown area, but they know where the volunteers are. So if you go there, you register, and there's little shuttle buses. They'll actually take you out to the places where you need to be, and then they'll shuttle you back again.
Members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo Church of Christ heeded the city's call. They are here at Ron Colbus Center to help in sandbagging despite the cold weather. The members were joined by fellow volunteers.
When the mayor of Ottawa declared that we are in a state of emergency because of the spring snowmelt and the added rainfall in the beginning of this month, well, there was a great need of volunteers to help fill sandbags to help those who are in need. And with that being said, we took the initiative and launched this project to gather as many volunteers as we can, and we'll be helping many people.
Reporting from Ottawa, Canada, I'm Sabir Mufti from Eagle News, 1 with 25.
Thank you, Sabir. That is today's Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Join us again tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our websites at eaglenews.ph and eaglenewslive.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. Thank you for watching. I'm Ace Ramirez. I'll 1 with 25.
Oh, hi everyone! This week on Net25 Kids Live, we will talk about the importance of sleep and why we should get enough sleep every night. Remember, Kid Kwento is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 to 4:30 p.m. while Anong Senyo with Ate DJ is on Tuesday and Thursday at 4 to 4:30 p.m. only on Net25. I am Teacher Sally. And I am 1 with 25. See you!
The Cine Bata Video Festival is calling for submission of entries. With this year's theme, United in Love. If you are a Filipino video content creator, show us your best work for a chance to represent the Philippines. Deadline of submission is on August 30, 2019. For inquiries, visit or contact the following.